All right, so I got the drive shaft out of my 87 long bed GMC here. Yeah, I'd say this thing's pretty wasted. This was the way it was. This piece is got a big old dent in it right there, and it's almost split right there. I don't know what's going on, but it must have been moving around or something. But anyway, that has now got to be replaced. So, you know, you take the 7/16 bolts out back there off the caps on the rear axle, and then that drops down, and then this has 5/8, you know, socket, and then 11/16 wrench on the top side, knock it off there, and then of course it slips out. But I've got 3 U-joints to replace. These are original. These have never been changed. See a little plastic right here and here. Now when the factory did this, that it was hot liquid plastic that they shot down in there, and it basically seals it to keep the cap from coming out. So to get these caps out, you can't beat them out of there. You got to melt this. So you basically use a, you know, MAP gas or propane or something, a little torch, and you get this really, really hot, and that'll start oozing out, and it'll look like a worm and just start going everywhere. So it's quite the pain in the ass is what it is. But anyway, so this needs all 3 replaced and the carrier bearing. Now to separate these two, there's a screw on here. This doesn't just slip out. You have to undo this. It's fine thread, and then that should slip off of there. In theory, yeah, there we go. I was sitting there thinking maybe I should have marked that before I pulled that off there, but I don't care. It's too late now anyway. Anyway, that thing is wasted, man. That sucks. This is going to be quite the labory job here. Well, that'd have been so much nicer if it was just one long drive shaft. But I get it, you know, it's a pretty far stretch even for a long tail transmission, so more fun. Alright, so here is my most hated thing in the world, just about. And that's probably not the most, but one of the most hated on replacing stuff. And that's these old 80s era U-joints. I'm not sure what year they started putting plastic in these to hold them locked in, but they're injected with hot plastic, and when it dries, it's, you know, it keeps the caps in. So what you have to do is you have to heat them up, and you watch the plastic ooze out like a worm, and sometimes they go boom real loud, and it scares the crap out of you. It sounds like a gunshot. So I have glasses on, I have gloves on, and I've went through with a razor knife, and I cut a lot of the rubber seal off right here on the 2 caps, and that way when it builds pressure it doesn't, you know, blow the rubber out and make the sound. But I have split those a lot and they still blow up, so we may get that on camera. Now the wind is blowing out here, and I apologize. I am not doing this in the garage, so I think I'm almost out of gas in this, so this kind of sucks. I may end up having to go get a new one before I can even get started. But I want to get one of these U-joints out so I can take it to O'Reilly's and get the correct U-joint. I was working at a service center back in probably the mid 90s, 94, 95, maybe somewhere in there. And I did oil changes, tires, mechanicing, did all kinds of stuff. Anyway, we got I don't even remember what it was. It might have been a square body pickup, but anyway, the boss told me to go ahead and heat these up to get that plastic out of there. What he didn't tell me was that they can pop and make a bang sound. So he kind of stood there watching me and to get a laugh out of me. And man, that thing popped real loud, scared the crap out of me. And he just laughed. Yeah, this thing being out of gas, I ain't even got enough fire coming out of here to do anything. I don't think it's coming out of the other side, is it? Nope, not yet. Golly, man. I have another one of these in my shelf in there, and it's the yellow. I think it's MAP gas is what it's called. It seems to work better. It may burn hotter. I'm not 100%, but it's empty. Now this one's almost empty, so now I need both. If I'm remembering right, I'm pretty sure the yellow burns hotter. I don't know why, but, and I could have it backwards, but I'm pretty sure it was the yellow one because it's empty. So I've used it all up. Starting to come out now, if you can see it. And watch that right side over there. It usually comes out like a white worm and just starts spiraling around, but I'm not getting it hot enough all the way around because this thing's about empty. I'm getting 2 little slivers of fire out of the end of it. I hate to go to the store because I'm going to have to go in and change clothes before I pile in my dad's truck because I'm all greasy dirty from messing with this. There it goes. See it over there coming out? I know some of you guys that watch my channel, you guys already know this stuff, but there are some guys that may not even know that this is a thing. This is why the shop wanted $275 to change these out. That was with parts though. And some guys may be like, hey, that's a pretty good deal. I don't really want to spend that much money. I never did get this side to pull out. side. And I can't believe how long it's taken to get this heated. Golly. I have to break down and go buy a bottle of gas, I guess. Sucks because I got to buy almost $100 worth of parts for this thing. That probably will be 100. It'll actually be over. There's 3 U-joints at 25 bucks a piece. Ah, finally got some action on this side. You know what the best part is? I got 2 more to go after this one. Yay! Ooh, it's gonna pop. Maybe not. All right, now we get to do the redneck U-joint cap removal. One of these days I'll invest in a press. You know that dude's hot. Oh yeah, it is. Woohoo! Golly, and it stinks. Yeah, you're lucky you don't have to smell it. To get it out of there, dang it. I gotta get the other hammer. Do my punch. It's redneck, but it works, man. All right, there's one out. See that green line around that? That's the trench that the green plastic goes in around there, and there's inside there is the other part of the trench. So that's what holds them in. So when you heat it up, melt it out, it allows them to knock out. If you have one that when you keep hitting it, it doesn't act like it wants to do anything, turn it over and hit it, and then that way this side went right out for whatever reason. But I am going to mark this side for yoke. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and kill the camera. And now not for the, well, now for the not so fun stuff, I should say. Whew, it is cold out here, man. It's not as bad as it has been, but it's still pretty chilly. So anyway, now I'm going to put this, it's kind of funny because I had this, I don't know if you can see this or not. I have this box underneath my bench, and it's U-joints and ball joints, and even have an extra yoke here for if I pull the motor and trans together, I can shove that in the back of it, and it doesn't pour fluid everywhere. But anyway, I got to looking, and I had two, I mean, they're older, but they're brand new precision universal joints. I have two of them. I don't know if that's one right there. This is a different number. Anyway, I haven't checked this Duralast yet. This one might be for the third one I need. If not, I just need to go buy one. So that saved me $50 having two U-joints here. I did have to clean the caps up a little bit. These are really, really old, and you can see the caps are a little bit rusty. You know, I just cleaned them up a little bit. This is the exact U-joint I need, so I got lucky. So, anyway, I'm going to put this in now. This is something you need to pay attention to. If you're going to do a U-joint on yours, it has an offset part where your Zerk fitting goes, where you will grease this. You want to make sure it goes to the inside of the drive shaft, not the outside. So anyway, that'll go with the raised part where the Zerk goes in like that. So I went in here and I've sprayed brake clean on this, and then I went through with some, I think that's 120 grit paper. I went in there and just kind of smoothed this up a little bit, cleaned it So now at this point, I'll stick the U-joint down in here without the caps. Anyway, what I'm going to do is take one of the caps and slip on here. Make sure all the needles are in there before I stick it on there. Anyway, I'm going to try to hold pressure on this while I tap that down in there. Because if one of them needle bearings comes out of there, it's not a fun time. Now I'll flip it over to this side. Pull this up just a little bit. Ooh, it's offset a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Trying to get that up about midway in both of them so the needle bearings don't fall out. Okay. Alright, that takes these little clippy thingies here. Ooh, I need a little bit more. These things can be a pain sometimes. Man, I need just a little bit more out of that dude. Oh man, almost. Turn it back this way and then give it a whack there. There we go. Just kind of back and forth a little bit until you get it where you like. Bad. Knocked the cap out, didn't it? Oh no. Oh, I must have hit that. Alright. Well, it's a little tighter than I liked, but enough for me anyway. Yay, one more on this piece, and then I got one to do on the other one. And I got to mess with that stupid carrier bearing, which I'm really not looking forward to. Anyway, you guys get the idea. It'll be an hour-long video if I